Hello, my mimics, and welcome back to the Mimic Commentary. This is episode 20. If you are watching part of Early Access, it's been about a week since I uploaded a video. If you're watching when it goes live, it's been probably a few days. But the reason why it's been so long is because I recently ran in the New York City Marathon, and it was really tough, but it was a lot of fun. It was very cool, and yeah, just a little personal update. I don't know when this goes live for everyone else. I don't know whenever that happens, but just know that I did it. Right now, I'm rocking the Zweihander because we're gonna be fighting. I think, a few big enemies, and I wanted to be able to do some of that. It's been a while since I did a commentary. I have to get my bearings. So to start off strong, I think this is going to be a little dialogue-heavy episode. But to start off strong, I wanted to do an invasion because I think it's going to be relevant for the next two things that we're going to see in this episode. So first, we're going to hit this Site of Grace, and then we're going to try and do an invasion. I need to see what the banner says when you successfully invade. If it doesn't give me the answer I want, then we're going to have to use some of our prophetic powers. But fortunately enough, we have our Prophet's Blindfold. So just to recall, we're going to be using a Festering Bloody Finger. I purchased this from I think we found it from somewhere, but I purchased it from the merchant down by the Weeping Peninsula, near the Tower of Return. Attempts an invasion of another player's world. If successful, you arrive as an invader, as a bloody finger, with the objective of defeating the host of fingers of that world. This furrowed finger is blackened with blood congestion. It seems to have been chopped off rather unceremoniously, so the blood is congested and it has these horns. Last episode, we did a lot of talk about Crucible. We did a lot of stuff about how this ancient primal vital energy that made up the Erd Tree, which is connected to red tinged gold, and we see that in golden, like the blood is glinting gold, beast blood is glinting with gold. We see that this primal vital energy, this kind of like what might be blood powers, allows for the ability for people to turn into animals in some way. When we look at this image of this tail, it's kind of got horns on it. This finger also has horns on it. Okay? So we're, maybe with the information that we have right now, that might be a little bit of a reach. But the primordial crucible, this vestige, is these overlapping fangs from a single root. And then I think we have a few other items, but we're seeing that this power of blood, potentially blood, because when I look at this shield, I just want to make sure clear on this. And blood seems to be pretty important here. We got bloody fingers. We have people worried about the nobility of blood. Oh, you might have heard my cat. She's not interested in blood at all. This red tinge in the gold coat mirrors the primordial matter that became the Erd Tree. And then we have this beast blood. It's glimmering blood that never rots and decays. It's glinting with gold. So, we're seeing that there might be a connection between blood and this primordial crucible, and perhaps these festering bloody fingers. So we're gonna see what happens. Oh wow, that was fast. I don't expect to win this invasion, but we're gonna see what happens. I want to see what it's. I'm looking for a specific word. I don't know if we have to be invaded to see it come up. Oh, here we go. Phantom Bloody Finger. Invading other world defeat. Okay, wait. Okay, that's perfect. Oh my god, there's... Yeah, I don't think I'm winning this. Yeah, I'm not winning that. But I saw what I wanted to see. That we did this in... I think I lost all my runes for doing that, too. Oh, I had a lot of runes. Oh, I'll have to pick them up while I'm chatting. We invaded and we were given a phantom bloody finger. Oh yeah, my runes are... I guess in Tomb's Word? So we were given a phantom bloody finger for invading. So by the power of this bloody finger, we have the ability to send our spirit, our phantom, to another world to, you know, harm other Tarnished. But the important bit is the phantom part, the spirit, the separating of the spirit from the body to be able to enact our force of will. I don't think the Zweihander is actually going to be very good for the stats that we have right now. It might be a mistake using this thing, but we'll see what happens. But that we can enact our force of will through this blood power. Blood allows us to send our phantom to, you know, harm others or just interact with other people. We were fighting, you know, the host, and they had two... I think it's actually considered phantom. Yeah, I think they call it phantom. When you used a tarnished furled finger, leave a gold summon sign. Does it say phantom? Sign will appear as a furled finger. Does it say... I think it is confirmed that it's phantoms. Relic of those who came before. Using the gold corpse wax. Sorry, we're thinking through this. I'm trying not to use information we might not have. But I think it's pretty clear. The power of this blood, especially this blood with horns, which is very animal-like, maybe crucible connected. The power of this blood allows us to send our spirit somewhere and invade others. Okay? That's what's important. We have spirit ashes. We can summon spirits to our aid. But we can also send our spirit somewhere else and do harm to others. So it's very interesting. Here, at the War Master's Shack, this guy... Hey, wait a minute. That's my sword. Did I do this on purpose? Yes, I did. Let's take a look at him. Alright, he's an older gentleman. Let's try not to talk to him. He's an older gentleman, graying. His armor, incredibly ornate armor. Big sword. This guy, he has seen his fair share of battles. Just an old warrior. You know, old warriors have seen either they are sitting around in their castle or their keep, not fighting anybody, or he's seen a lot of combat. And his armor has beasts. Looks like wolves wrapped around. Yeah, it looks like wolves all over. Could they be lions? Could they be lions? Let's see. They kind of look like they have manes. Maybe they're lions. They're either wolves or they're lions. Yeah, that armor is sick. Well, this guy. A lot of wolves in the area. This guy's got a connection to them in some way. And he's got a big sword. Let's see what he's up about.
Not seen you before. Name's Bernahl. Tarnished, just like you. Let me ask you something. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm, despite the collapse of the Golden Order?
Alright, before we answer, I think we can only answer once. But let's just break down what he said. He's not seen us before. Alright, he's seen other people. He's old, of course he's seen other people. His name's Bernahl. He's tarnished. We could tell by his eyes. He kind of has like these kind of cold eyes. Just like me. He's assuring us. I guess he thinks, we may not know. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm? So we could see the guidance of grace. I don't know if every Tarnished can see the guidance of grace. I don't know if I have confirmation on that yet. But we could see the guidance of grace. Vare in the White Mask, he said, follow the guidance of grace. Melina said, if the guidance of grace beckons you to the castle, that is the Elden Ring calling to you. It's the grace of the Erd Tree, and it's the Elden Ring calling to you. Go to the Shardbearer. So it seems like Grace knows what it's doing. Do we have faith in it? We chose a prophet class, so we know our prophecy. I could see, we know what's going on in the future. We're a prophet. So does our faith in the guidance of grace hold forth despite the collapse of the Golden Order? All right, so the Golden Order is not happening right now, okay? The Golden Order has collapsed. We don't know exactly what the Golden Order is yet, but we know the Golden Order does not like those who live in death. And we remember from Melina, the very beginning, she said that, fate is fortunate that they found us. One of our kind surely will seek the Elden Ring, even if it does violate the Golden Order. So we're getting some conflicting information. But I'm going to tell him that our faith holds firm in the guidance of grace.
Yes, you're a Tarnished through and through. Takes me back. But that's a quality needed now more than ever. Any interest in bearing the torch of my battle arts? All I know is the sword. Picked up a fair few tricks in my time, too. Now's the time to pass them on. To a good and proper Tarnished like you.
I would say that's in comparison, a good and proper Tarnished. I would say that's probably in comparison to, maybe like the Bloody Fingers. Like we used the Bloody Finger to invade some. If we remember Nereus and what Yura had to say about the Bloody Fingers, how they're cessblood, there's no kinship amongst their ilk, they hunt their own. That's not a good Tarnished. That's a bad Tarnished. We're a good Tarnished, though, because we have faith and guidance. If we said our faith didn't hold firm, his dialogue would be, honest to a fault, I see. So, we learned a little bit about the confessors of the Two Fingers, how they would hunt down people. They have the twin blades. Did we learn how they would hunt down people? Well, we know about the starting class of the confessors. They might be assassins, and we learned a little bit more about them in Castle Morn. So you would probably not want to tell people that you don't believe in this religion. You are supposed to always say, "Yeah, Grace knows what's up." He says, "Honest to a fault, I see. Such thoughts won't behoove you as a Tarnished." Well, yeah, we could see why most people don't like Tarnished. So a Tarnished who isn't even going to follow the rules of being a Tarnished. That makes sense. But there's nothing wrong with that. And then he says the same line. So he is, he's fine with whatever. So let's see what he has. He has bunches of Ashes of War. Do they have anything interesting for them to say? He sells a lot of martial Ashes of War. He has War Cry, Spinning Slash. That might be good. We want Stormblade. Stormblade is a lost skill of Stormveil. Surround armament, the shearing storm winds that can be fired forward. This one's awesome. So I'm going to get that one. Quick Step. Skill prize by the crafty and fleet of foot. Parry. Maybe we should buy that. Just hold on to. No skill. That's always good to have. Impaling Thrust. That's a good one. Yeah, so we'll just, we'll hold, and, we'll buy Spinning Slash, so we like all these. Okay. What else do you have to say?
There's a myriad of battle arts in these lands that I've yet to discover. Mementos of all the warriors who raised their arms in battle, lost and died. A fine tale all told of true chivalric romance. That's how I fell in love with the sword and the arts of combat. It grants meaning even to falling in battle, to death itself.
Okay. There's a myriad of battle arts in these lands I've yet to discover. Mementos of all the warriors who raised their arms in battle, lost, and died. So ashes of war come from warriors who died in battle. I think I mentioned that previously in an earlier episode just so we can know that that was the case, but this is where we get the information from. So whenever we find an ash of war, that means it came from a warrior who died. Those ashes are the mementos that are left behind. A memento is an object kept as a reminder or souvenir of a person or an event. So it's of that person who died there. So when we find an ash of war, wherever that location is, we can learn about the people who fought and died in that area. And that's going to be pretty important the more that we find them. It'll start building out the world and who lived there and who fought there. It's a fine tale, all told, of true chivalric romance. Chivalric? I don't know what I'm saying. Chivalry, you know, knights and dragons. That's how I fell in love with the sword and the arts of combat. It grants meaning even to falling in battle, to death itself. So because of these mementos left behind, it even leaves, it gives meaning to dying. Death isn't meaningless if you can fall in battle fighting. So can I put this Ash of War on any of them? You know, I love the Stormblade move. Oh. But do I want to just... Am I just going to do Claymore Stormblade? I might. Oh, can I do Guardian Short Spear Stormblade? Is that bad? What's on it right now? How would this go? I don't know if that's good or bad. You know, I said we're going to do Zweihander. We're going to keep staying with a big sword. But we're also going to try and trigger something. So let's see if we could change this to nighttime and get it to go. All right, and we're back. It took me many tries. Hopefully I don't die, so he'll spawn again. But we talked about the phantoms, bloody fingers, being able to send your soul out. So let's take a look at why. Uh-oh. This guy comes out from the darkness. He's a bell-bearing hunter. And it's very similar. Now, he's corporeal now, but it's very similar to what it looked like when we invaded someone. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to beat him. Oh, jeez. And he's got some telekinetic powers, and he's beating the crap out of me. Yeah, okay. We'll try... I might have to... I don't think I can use the Zweihander right now. We'll have to try a different weapon. So let me see if I can actually take care of him. Gosh, these look sick. We want to know what bell bearings are. And it's daytime. He's back. That's also, you know, important and interesting. He only appears at nighttime, and we know that spirits like to come out at night. So this guy is spiritual in some way. All right, let's buff up this time. So this spirit, this dark spirit, this bell-bearing hunter. He's got thorns all over him. He's got kind of ornate armor. It's not really ornate. It looks very practical, but... and that magic sword. Oh, jeez. Oh, I should have equipped my shield. Ugh. Alright, next time he's done. He's done. I think I can parry him, too. Oh, his helmet. He's got a mask on. He's covering his face. There's so much going on with him. Yeah, it's very interesting that now that I got him to spawn once, I can get him to spawn every single time. There we go. Killed him one hit, and he fades out in that kind of black, bloody smoke. Not a lot of souls. We get the Bone Peddler's Bell Bearing. This is our first bell bearing. Bell bearing of an unfortunate bone peddler who was slain by the bell-bearing hunter. Offer to the Twin Maiden Husks at the Round Table Hold to gain access to following items. Don't know what that is yet, but the bell-bearing hunter is hunting bell bearings. We know from our spirit calling bell that, we jingle it, and spirits get summoned at rebirth monuments. So with a spirit calling bell, we can summon spirits. This is a bell bearing of an unfortunate bone peddler. And if we give this to these Twin Maiden Husks, we'll be able to purchase the bone peddler's wares. Now the bell-bearing hunter is this kind of black phantom hunting for bell bearings. If we look at the bell bearing, kind of looks like it has a fingerprint on it, but it also has wispy, like, kind of essence. We're getting more connection. That the spirit and the body are separate things, but they're connected in some way. This bloody finger with his horns allowed us to send our phantom out to hunt other tarnished. And that guy, kind of similar. He looked like his phantom was being sent out to hunt for these bell bearings that can evoke the soul of this bone peddler for maybe infinite supplies or what have you. So it's very interesting that we're seeing this how much probably depth and complexity this body and spirit duality exists within Elden Ring. Here's some of our stone eye guys. Is this just one of them? Are you the only one? What are you doing out here? Oh, we didn't even talk about. There's some Cadence Cell swords and a destroyed destroyed where did they I didn't talk about it before, and they had fire arrows. Was it like, they stopped this wagon train and they came to pillage it, these cell swords? I don't know if we can gain any information from that. Alright, I said I wasn't going to use Stormblade, I was going to use a Zweihander, but I like Stormblade, and I'm going to use that. Yeah, we're seeing this. Yeah, why is only one of them? I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place. Are there more? Oh, there's the abnormal stone clusters. Sleeping. A golem. And we get the rune fragment. Okay. Wolves coming in. They're so smart. They communicate. I'm going to take their bones. I keep getting distracted. Sorry, everybody. I said it's been a while. I'm just getting distracted. I keep distracting myself. What are these guys supposed to be guarding over here? Maybe they're lost. Here's a Coliseum. And we're kind of doing our little learning a little bit more about phantoms, because we're gonna have another one. Invaded by the Recusant. Hernicus. All right, let's see if we can look at him. Same thing. He's kind of he's another phantom. Except he's a Recusant. He's not a bloody finger. He's got a knight's helm. He's got a knight's tabard. Oh, he's got magma sorcery on his hammer. And can we see what his tabard has? Well, I'll be able to parry him. Oh no, he's just gonna kick my ass. I want to be able to see his tabard. You know what? We're not going to be able to tell what it is until we pick it up. Oh, can we see it? Kind of looks like an eye with ears. Okay. That's what I wanted. Now we have that information. This recusant, who has a hammer talisman, the icon on here kind of looks like the Knights Cavalry. The helmet kind of looks like the Knights Cavalry guys that we fight. Only at night. A talisman depicting a hammer and a knight. Enhances stamina, reducing attacks against blocking opponents. Hammers are highly effective against shield-bearing foes. So much so that they are known as Knight Killers. Since this kind of looks like the Black Knight helmet from the Black Knights Cavalry, I think we can assume that the Black Knights Cavalry are supposed to be Knights Killers. They are knights. They kill knights. And we'll probably have to figure out why they want to kill knights. Why are they roaming at night, killing knights? Knights killing knights at night. The Knights Cavalry. Yeah, I don't know if we can get any more information, but I hope with what we know of future items in the game and what more we'll see, that we're building that our knowledge of these spirits and they're connected to sound and bells. Here we have a Coliseum. There used to be a ghost that would spawn here. Does it say? Still no head. This might be an old message. Yeah, because right here there was a phantom, a little ghost, not a phantom. There's a little ghost sitting here who would lament that the Coliseum wasn't open. But we'll be able to go in now. Duelist furled finger to write a red summon sign. Does it say anything about phantoms? No. It doesn't. I want them to confirm. Duelist furled finger, how does it look compared to our other furled fingers? This one is... Oh, there's a little ring on there. I didn't notice. Oh, I didn't notice that. This one has a little ring with little stars and runes on it. This one has a braid and then charms. Are they both corpse wax? Yeah, a finger of corpse wax furled like a hook. The bronze adornments are the mark of a duelist. Most likely a duelist within the Coliseum. And then we have the small red effigy. Our small golden effigy, they both show the like a tarnished on America's cross, except this one has the those bronze adornments wrapped around it. And are they the same runes? Oh, they're different runes. No, they're the same. They're the same runes on there, except they're red and black. On the Coliseum here, we could see reliefs of what should be, I guess, the Erd tree, except we are not seeing... there's leaves. Yeah, most likely the Erd tree. Maybe the Great Tree, if we remember our root resin. The roots of the Great Tree were once linked to those of the Erd tree, so they say. It's a reason catacombs are built around Great Tree roots. And our golden seeds are found at the base of illusory trees. And our minor Erd trees we can't see any of the trees right now, but our minor Erd trees have regular kind of bark with golden leaves. What's interesting about these reliefs, there's no color in them. So we can't know, is this a depiction of the Great Tree, or is this supposed to be a depiction of the Erd tree? Is it supposed to be just a depiction of one big great tree, or is it supposed to be a depiction of a golden tree? Let's go inside. And you know what? Well, let's make this a PvP-focused episode. Let's do a Coliseum battle. So what do we see in here? This is the Limgrave Coliseum. To engage in combat with other players, touch the effigy of America. Alright, so let's look in here. We have the Beast. This Beast, if we recall, I don't think we're strong enough to use it. But we'll put it on our shield. That is the same as on the shield that we got from the Grafted Scion. This is the Beast depicting Siraj. So that is Siraj. Alright. He is the aged counselor of the golden lineage. That's what it says, right? Aged counselor who guides the golden lineage, which was Godfrey. Godfrey, the Elden Lord, he was part of the golden lineage. Godric is last of the golden lineage. So yeah, we're getting this golden. This is golden lineage here, but we also had that guy who, Bernahl. He had some beasts on his armor. It's silver armor though, not golden lineage. Let's look at the reliefs in here. More lions. Do I have glowstone? I have rainbow stone. Let's do this. So we see two beasts at the top. I think we may have seen those beasts perhaps at the Chapel of Anticipation, but we're going to have to look for them in other places to see when these Coliseums were built. I'm trying to think. Could this be built? Yeah, these statues. Now, this statue could have been put here. I'm trying to think of an age. Like, when were these built? We're getting animal reliefs on everything. On the outside... Okay, so this is what's interesting. The doors have tree imagery. And then we have the tree imagery here. There's no beast imagery on the outside. It's all tree imagery. Could these have been added later? You know, it's interesting that we see tree imagery on the outside, but inside, it's all beast imagery. We have Sarash, the golden lineage, but no tree. We have, if we recall, beast and tree. Look at that, coming together. The Coliseum is kind of is kind of that. We're seeing that it's separate. The tree and the beast, two separate things. So when we think Godfrey, Godric, golden lineage, they're married to the tree. Marika. There we go. Marika, tree, Erd Tree Grace. It's not, you know, they're not one and the same. I think I mention that frequently because we'll be getting later into our playthrough in our series where I will say things that I've gotten pushback of people saying, well, no, Godfrey is the Erd Tree. No. We're seeing it right here. Beasts, tree, separate. I think we're seeing a guy with a flute, maybe, and then a beast attacking a man, maybe with a shield or a cloak. Two guys fighting over a pot. That guy kind of looks like a gladiator too. Guy with a shield. Yeah, Coliseum combat. But it's just very interesting how all this beast imagery is here. I'm not sure. We've definitely seen this before, but I don't know if I'm saying that as in like we've seen this before in this playthrough yet, or it's stuff that we see later on in the world. Trying to date the Colosseums. Who built this? Especially since these Marika statues are here. And this actually, yeah, this is pretty, this is pretty intact. This is the ones we find in all the churches. Yeah, interesting. Both her eyes are open, her braids cut short. It's different than the stakes. So let's enter combat. Alright, we did not get a Coliseum fight. Maybe later we'll be able to look at what the Coliseums look like. It's interesting that there is a Coliseum within the Fringe Lands for the Fringe heroes. I don't know if we didn't get a pumpkin head yet, so we can't talk about that. The goal of Coliseum, well, I mean, you know, in the ancient Rome, it's for entertainment. So I guess we could just say, you know, for entertainment. Are there any other reasons why they would want Coliseums? Well, I don't want to infer too much yet. Here's something that's interesting. Why is there fire here? I mentioned this, and we have all the kindling butterflies. I mentioned this the last time we found this in the Weeping Peninsula, and I learned something recently that might give us an answer. You know, maybe is it these slugs that are causing the fire, or is it something else? Where they drop more smoldering butterflies. I learned recently from a firefighter friend of mine that they have to be careful after they fight a fire that the fire isn't burning beneath the ground, that the roots aren't on fire. If the roots are on fire, they can. This could literally, what we're seeing right here could happen. So it's a possibility that there is a fire under the ground causing that to happen. We saw the tree spirit, the ulcerated tree spirit, breathe fire. You know, what made it ulcerated? Did it eat something too spicy? So we'll try and keep a lookout for something like that. Somber smithing stone. I don't think we can glean too much information on that. We're gonna go fight that guy in just a second, but I want to see if there's anything over here. Oh, we could see another divine tower in the distance. The one near us has its bridge broken, but that one looks complete. Four-toed foulfoots. Those are for good luck. These birds are, I think, called guillemets. Guillemets. They are flightless. They cannot fly. I just looking around. Very interesting how this is all broken off. How'd that happen? I think we'll find out later. But did we see... You know, the beast in the tree thing. Here we kind of... We've talked about this before. We can kind of see on the fallen Sky Temple ruins, whatever they are. I don't think we know exactly. It's just I think it's just like ruins that fell in the sky. These ones you can't really see well, but it kind of looks like maybe it's a potted plant with animals jumping out. Maybe crucible. Maybe that's part of that crucible. Alright, who do we have here? We have one of Godric's soldiers, and he just cast an Erd Tree spell. Right? Yeah, he's Godric. Golden Vow. I think this is exactly what Edgar casted. Golden Vow. Skill passed down from antiquity, so times of old, among knights of the capital. Oh, okay. So Edgar was a knight of the capital. Raise armament aloft and pledge to honor the Erd Tree in battle. Now, this is a different type of Erd Tree. It's not the ancient Erd Tree symbol that we see on the aspect of the Crucible, one of the ancient Erd Tree incantations. It's also an Ash of War, so it's not going to give us the same type of information as a spell. Golden Vow. Passed out from antiquity among knights of the capital. So this was one of Godric's knights. He was a knight of the capital, but he followed Godric. I guess because he likes the golden lineage. Pledged to honor the Erd Tree in battle. Now, why would Edgar, a banished knight, who should be a dragon worshipper and a storm worshipper, why is he honoring the Erd Tree in battle? Well, maybe when we get to the capital, we'll see. Maybe there's a split in religion there and worship. What's down this way? There is a dungeon down this way. Oh, and there's something down that way, and there is something down this way. Lance. Considered a type of great spear, this weapon has no blade, but instead features a long, conical body designed to pierce. Though heavy and hard to wield, this weapon displays its worth in horseback combat. Alright. This camp, obviously a Godric camp. But again, let's see. Yeah, Godric's knight. There's no sellswords here, are there? No, just common foot soldiers led by one knight. And again, it's interesting. Look, they have the beast representing the golden lineage. There's no... The only tree iconography is the heraldry on the banners. The tree and the beast. And then his surcoat. The tree and the beast. You know, I think it's very important that we recognize that the tree and the beast are separate. The tree is not a representation of the golden lineage. Let's send some of Godric's soldiers. Let's send these guys in. I wonder why. I guess they throw firebombs. I was gonna say, why do they hold the smoldering butterfly ashes? These guys are having trouble with one dog. I can see why Godric's soldiers got kicked in the capital. They kind of suck. Oleg would have been better. And what is our reward? The Beast Crest Heater Shield. We'll rock it. Yeah, it's like practice. Oh, you know what's interesting? That this has more magic resistance. Is that interesting? I don't know if it's interesting. Beast Crest Heater Shield. Medium-sized metal shield, easier to handle than a kite shield. Features a beast as its crest, serving to remind warriors not to succumb to the arousal of battle. Okay, so that's kind of interesting that battle should arouse. I mean, that's kind of fight with passion, but become not its prisoner. You know, that's very common within war for, you know, men to, you know, how do I say this lightly? To start behaving in ways that are kind of vile, gross, and sexual within nature, in a violent regard. You know, if you are at the point where you are killing people, what else will you take from them? And that's it. This succumb to the arousal of I can't even say the word arousal of battle is evoking that. It's very common in A Song of Ice and Fire for the characters to talk in that way as well when talking about battle and war and the crimes that happen afterwards. Fight with passion, but become not its prisoner. Features a beast as its crest, serving reminds warriors not to. Now, are they saying be like a beast or don't be like a beast? I think we'll get more information about this later. But beasts don't go to war. They only fight when it's necessary. And I think that's might be the, you know, humans are the only people who fight, who go to war. You know, dogs and bears and lions, they don't go to war. It's a very human thing. So perhaps that's the message. And we see one of our statues pointing us to a catacomb. So before we go down that way, it's kind of leading us to go around this way. However, that will have to wait for the next episode. This is back at Stormhill. Is this where we fought the? Oh yeah, this is where we fought the Deathraper or the Deathbird. Cool. It's so crazy how this is all like everything feels a little bit so. It feels like so far apart, but it's so interconnected. The world design, the level design is so good. Hey, there's the sun behind the clouds. Which way am I supposed to? I think I went too high up. All right, we'll hit the Rose's statue. It wants us to go over there. Next time, man. Yeah, we'll go there next time. Let me set myself up. How are you supposed to get down there? I'm just trying to... Okay. We will go down there next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. This was after a week off. And at time of recording, it's pretty late. I feel a little low energy. But I think we got some pretty good information about phantoms. Maybe how the blood in animals and the crucible might be related to phantoms. More about the beasts, the Coliseums. You know, before I end this episode, we also learned about Ashes of War. I was watching a few episodes from Epic Name Bros From the Dark, which is his Dark Souls full playthrough that he did before Dark Souls 3 came out. And I know there was like so many new things I noticed after like really investigating Elden Ring that I've never noticed before in Dark Souls, that I don't know where to talk about it. But also it's just like interesting, like the different styles that I'm trying to emulate that series, but it's very different. His playthrough, he finished Dark Souls in I think 54 episodes. Right now we're on episode 20, and we're almost done with like Limgrave. You know, Elden Ring is a much bigger game, but I'm trying to be very meticulous in everything we talk about, because there's just so much. It's not that there's so much more in Elden Ring than Dark Souls, but Elden Ring gives us so much more information. So I'm gonna sign off, but I just real quick, I gotta share this with like I watched him fight Gwyn, and I noticed that there's a lot of things I noticed, but one thing I noticed is that there's a spiral in the ashes before the bonfire that you use to choose the ending. There's a spiral in that, and that was crazy. The other one was this is like post mimic stuff, so we're not going to use this in future episodes. The Knight's Blade Kieran, her name is spelled like Carian, except the I is moved. So instead of it being Carian, it's Ciaran. And her weapons is a gold tracer and a silver tracer. And the description reads something like, the flashing light of the gold tracer is a distraction for her to go in for the kill with the silver tracer. And I was like, I don't know, that's kind of crazy. We'll see, we'll see why that's crazy later. Yeah. All right. So I hope this episode was a little fun. I'm gonna be filming more this weekend. I got a whole weekend to be able to film up. So I'm done marathon training. I'm done running marathons. So not completely, just for the time being. All right. You know the drill. Let's do the thing.